After months of hearing from citizens about the integrity of elections, Washington County Commissioners were able to report some good news to those who have been speaking out.
And your voices were heard. A week or 2 weeks ago, we were heard, well, you don't care about our opinion. And I would like to point out that we lobbied on every one of these. I would think that anybody who cares a lot about elections should be smiling and pretty happy right now.
Nearly a dozen bills were passed by Utah legislators regarding election requirements and audits that will take a closer look at how Utah's elections and votes are conducted.
It deals with procedures and practices, voter registration, candidates, chain of custody, paper and envelopes, elections results, all people involved with the election, vote tallies, equipment, ballots, canvassing records, voter registration records, every piece of equipment, and it gives them longer to do it till the end of the calendar year. It gives more openness if there's other legislative processes or judicial review that requires them to go back and open things that right now the county clerk cannot do.
Dr. Douglas G. Frank, who works on grassroots efforts on election reform nationwide, discussed his findings on election integrity in Washington County and Utah.
18,000 of the 92,000 ballots that were cast in your 2020 election are not traceable to actual voters, not auditable by the citizens. And you're trying to get more transparent. I think we need to work on that. There needs to be a way for us to verify that your voters are actually correct voters, correct citizens and legal to vote. You're not alone. Your whole state is like this. You're at about 20% of your voters are not auditable. The state's at about 18%. So in other words, 281,000 of Utah's 1.5 million ballots cast in 2020 were not traceable.
The accuracy of registered voters' mail ballots, signature verification, and how ballots are counted are all concerns raised by those speaking out.
I also want to thank you, Commissioner Iverson, for rightly recognizing that the bulk of the concerns that we have regarding election integrity come from those first two legs of the stool, the fake ballots, the fake voters. I'm appreciative that a couple of you have mentioned the idea of maybe doing drive-up voting where we can show photo ID before we drop our ballot off.
I believe and have for some time now that the only way to truly secure elections is to get rid of the machines and put the responsibility back in the hands of the people. And that means returning to hand counts. I appreciate that you're working so hard on this issue, but we really need to start bridging the gap between us. But I think the answers rest in our county first and in the state legislature second. Thank you.
The hand counting needs to be a part of things. That last election in August was atrocious. 7 votes should not, or 9, whatever it ended up being, should not decide an election. And we should have, physically made sure that that was accurate. We should have. I think we all can admit to that.
We do not trust these unsecurable machines. We expect you, our public servants, to halt the use of all machines and turn back to paper ballots and hand count in small precincts as we've done for 200 years. Thank you.
Have we fixed every single thing? No, we had a meeting this afternoon for hours where we talked about some more chain of custody things and some more voter registration, voter roll maintenance, and some more cybersecurity issues. We will continue to advocate for those things. Personally, I care that only the people who are allowed to vote get to vote. That the people who are, the votes that come in are processed properly, and above all, that they are accurate. I don't care if it's hand counting, machine counting, or anything else. I want it to be accurate.
As you well know, my name is April Pinkston, and I represent the Washington County Commissioners Accountability Committee. Last week, or excuse me, not last week, but at the last session, somebody came on our Facebook page and said that our group was advocating violence. And I strongly, strongly say that that is a bold-faced lie. And I never, ever, ever advocate for anybody to use violence. Somebody did post something, and as soon as I saw it, I took it off. I warned them and said, don't do it again or you'll be banished from this group. And I want you to understand that that is not advocated in our group.
We feel the love from you. We know that you care about our county. We so appreciate everything you're doing for us. Thank you.
In Washington County, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.